Hi, good evening. We can wait 2 more minutes. Maybe some other participants will join us. Okay. I will download the file. The file that we will discuss today is already in the chat box, so you can download it. It's called the Advanced Filter and Conditional Formatting. Okay. We will work first on this columns A to D. So what I want to teach you is how to filter using advanced filter like less than, greater than or equal to. We also have here between. So we'll start on the left first. Now, if I scroll down, I don't know the header. So again, I will do the freezing of my file. Freezing can be done on any row that you want, not only on the first row. So since I want to keep my freeze here, I will do it here. Okay. On this, I have columns for claim, approved, and rejected. These are in reals amount. Okay, so if I'm working on a rejection file, for example, this one, I have 128 rejections. I want to prioritize them by the highest amount. So you all know how to filter already by largest to smallest. So this one, you already know it. What I want to teach today is that, for example, I don't want to see any halala amount, or I don't want to see anything, any rejection that is less than 1,000 real. This is not my priority. So how can I do it? Just go here to the filter also. Click here, click on the number filters and select less than. Say I don't want to see any rows that is less than 1 real. Okay, I will click OK. Sorry. That is filtering Malash. Less than 1 real. I only want to see 1 real. Less than 1 real. So this, all of this, now I can remove them. I can delete them or just highlight them in red. If I don't want to see less than 1 real, then I will move on to the next, which is greater than. So I will only choose those greater than 1. Now, how many lines I have left? It's only 33 lines. So I still have here less than 1,000. For example, this is my threshold. So let's say I don't want to see anything greater than this amount. I want to see only those greater than this amount. So it will be like this. So greater than or equal to uh greater than or equal to, if I say it's greater than or equal to 1, it will give me all amounts greater than or equal to 1, meaning if I have 1 real here, it will also show. But if I only pick greater than 1, then it will start from 1.01, 1.02, like this. So this is the difference between greater than and greater than or equal to. Greater than omits, or it does not include what number you put here. So it will only include numbers that is greater than 1. If you notice a while ago, what I did here, number filters greater than 575.01. So this one should be not appearing here because this is equal to 575.01. So if I select this, then it should appear. But since I selected only greater than, then this amount should not appear here. However, if we go over here, we will see that there is 0.05. That's why it's still appearing. If I remove it, okay, and then go back here, number filters greater than 575.01, and I click OK. Okay, keep your eyes over here. Now it's removed. And if I want to keep that amount, you can do 575, more than 575, like this, or equal to or greater than 575.1. So, and then now you can do your highlighting or whatever you want to do on that one, or work on the rejections now. So at least if you scroll down, you will only see those priority. Okay. Now we have here LOS. Okay, I will just filter it. This is the LOS, actual LOS of the patient. This is the standard LOS for a surgery, let's say, or an admission. And these are our episodes. These are just sample data I'm giving you. For example, I want to filter only those difference that is exceeding 2 days, whether it's exceeding 2 days on the standard LOS or that my standard LOS is exceeding the actual. For example, this one is more than 2 days. So I just want to see which patients have more than 2 days difference on the standard LOS. Sometimes it is used so that I can study what happened to this patient. Is it isolated case, or do I have this recurrent situation? If I know that, for example, this and this have the same, uh, this and this, for example, 7. One surgery takes 7 days. So I want to see if this is my normal actual LOS. Then the patient usually heals. So I can verify that one. So how do I identify the differences that is exceeding 2 days, negative or positive? Instead of doing it one by one, because maybe some of your files will be having more lines than this one. So instead of doing it one by one, better go here, select between. Okay. show rows where the difference is greater than or equal to 2 and is less than -2. Okay, so I'm expecting that if I press OK, this will show, this will show, what will not show, not show. Mashallah, everything did not show. Or, sorry, should be or. Sorry. I will do that again to avoid confusion. Number filters between greater than 2 or less than 2. Okay. So this did not this did not go as expected for the LOS of the patient, so I have to investigate on them. Here on the third example, I filter them again. We will use conditional formatting instead of filter, because filter, here we filtered it and highlighted them, right? If I change this to 1 real, it will still be filtered. For example, this one was only rejected for 1 real. So it will still be highlighted even if it's changed to 1. What the conditional formatting does for us is it reflects on the whole column, and even if it's changed, even if we change it, it will still apply the conditional formatting. So, for example, less than, again, I will do the example of less than 1 real. If I want to highlight all those less than 1 real, I will go here, conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, less than 1 real. Okay, here you can select what type of file, what type of format you want. You want it to be yellow or green or red. Since I don't want to see the less than 1 real, then I will highlight as red. Okay. The good thing about conditional formatting is that it will highlight for you even if you change it. So you only do it one time, less than 1 real, meaning 0.99. So 1 real will not appear as red because I need less than 1 real. If I put less than or equal to 1 real, then it will highlight. Rita, how about this one? It irritates my eye. So, and also this. If you want, if you don't want this to appear over here, you can clear the rules and then select only the cells that you want to be formatted. Again, less than 1 real. Okay. Uh, we can also do highlight cells greater than 1,000 real. And I want to show it as green so I can work on them easily. Okay. So it's the same concept on this one, except that for conditional formatting, it's automatic. So let's say if this one, they only accepted 1,000 real and I make my formula correctly. So I have 100,000 rejection, then it will be green instead of red. Okay. If there are any questions so far, you can raise your hand. Huh? We can also do less than 1 real. Okay. If this is coming as red and you don't want it to be red, instead of clearing the rules, This will clear all the rules from selected sheets, okay? If you click this, you can go to highlight several rules. What I will do now, I don't want this red to appear here on the blank. So highlight several rules, more rules, no blanks, blanks. For blanks, I want it to be filled with white. Okay, now it's white. Okay. So greater than or equal to, same concept. For this one, example, 1 real is not highlighted because we only used less than. So if you want to change suddenly your rules, just go here and go to manage rules. You will see how many rules conditional formatting you already have for this cell, for this column. So say this one, you can just double click from that. And instead of using less than, use less than or equal to. Let's change this to 1. And then if you want to see only what will change on your file before clicking OK, because once you click OK, kalas, it will apply to your cells. If you just want to preview it, click apply. If it satisfies your requirements, then you can click OK after. Okay, next, conditional formatting for between. Again, same concept over here, except that when we filtered a while ago, if I want to highlight them, again, it will not change like this one. So, I mean is example, I will do again number filters between should be or 2 less than 2. I want to highlight them as red. I then remove my filter. If I make this only as 4, this will be 1. Still, it's highlighted. So, conditional formatting, again, select the cells that you want to format. Go to Home, conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, between. Sorry, you can go here also, more rules. Sorry, more rules. Cell value that is not between 2 and -2. What it says is that give me all the cells that is not between 2 and -2, meaning more than 2 or less than -2. Okay, and how I want it to be once the Excel tells me this is your -2, this is -8, how do you want it to be formatted? So I want it to be colored. Okay, so it will appear like this. Okay, -2 is not appearing and 2 because again we only mentioned to the Excel that is less than 2, that is more than 2 and -2. So not between. I can also, so for this one I have to put 1 and -1. So Excel also for me is usually trial and error. I don't always get the correct answer from the first time. So usually I do it error and correction. We can do another thing. By the way, all the lessons that I teach you from day 1 until now, please don't limit yourself on the samples that I give. Please practice on your daily task also. I'm excited that you use them to help you on your daily tasks. Actually, Excel has no limit. Its limit is only our imagination. So whatever you want Excel to do for you, just tell him what to do. Uh, so any mistake that you do, don't worry. Just do it again, just try again. So there's no limit to it. Now, I want to do another thing. This is the first time I will try this and I want to try it with you guys. I will clear all the rules and then I will highlight less than 1. -1, sorry. Yes, so this is my desired outcome. The same here. But first on the negatives. Okay, I will try it. And then also, I will try another rule greater than 1. Okay. So now it's the same output. Because for conditional formatting, when you go to manage rules, it will be together. So it does not overwrite one rule. Because I am always doing the between, but now I just tried this for simplification of the conditional formatting. I know you already know the duplicate values. For duplicate values, we will use another file. I will share the file with you. Sorry. It's again not sharing. I cannot attach. It is the same. Actually, it's the same as the sample file on day 1, which is over here on the chat. If you want to see it, it's here. With my note, this is the file we worked on yesterday, and this is the notes. So this is the day 1. I will share in the chat box again later after the meeting, inshallah. Okay. So for highlighting duplicates, if I want to see any item codes duplicated, highlight the whole column, highlight cell rules, duplicate values. Okay. I will give you 3 options to see the duplicate and how based on what you need. For example, you want only duplicates to see the duplicates. And if you want to remove all the duplicates after highlighting them in the conditional formatting, filter them, filter by color, filter those only with red. So you will see all the duplicates. So some files we need to remove all the duplicates. So how do we do that? Again, we will start from the top, control up, control shift down. So you will see this. Okay. And for me, I always do alt semicolon to select it. Okay, so if I don't do alt semicolon, there's no break here. There's 333, 335, and 337. Sometimes when we delete in Excel, even the cells in between this, the rows in between this 333 and 335 are also deleted. So for me, since I always want to be conservative and safe, I only select those by pressing alt semicolon. So you will see there's a break here. So even if I delete them, it will only delete those highlighted cells. So that's alt semicolon over here beside the L. Okay, you can try it from your end. Just highlight, for example, this. You know already that 331, 333, and 335 have some cells beside with between them. So I can highlight them and alt semicolon. Okay. Control shift down, alt semicolon, and then you can delete. For example, you don't want to delete them all. You just want to keep the first one and delete all the succeeding same code. So what I usually do, if I only care about the codes, I will copy this. So I will not mess my file. Or if I am afraid to do something or delete anything, before I do it, I do this move or copy. By clicking this move or copy and then clicking create a copy on the same book. If you don't do anything here, yesterday I teach you to create new book. But today I only want to duplicate my tab. So I will just tick this create a copy. It will be here. So I can say that this is Rita file and that this sample file a while ago is my raw file, for example only. So when we download reports, better you keep one raw file and then keep another one for you so that you don't remove anything from the raw file. Okay. Okay. If I only want to remove second, third, fourth duplicates, then I need another column which will be my helper. Helper columns or helper cells means it will be like a guide or reference only for you, which you will not keep after doing the formula that you need. So now I will make things more challenging now since this is day 3. So I will teach you one if, count if. Count if means that if, for example, here, it will count based on your criteria. For example, count all the CST 15 in this column. So how will I tell Excel that? Count if this range has, comma, CST 15. So range and criteria only. Close parenthesis. Okay. Now it tells me there are 11 CST. I don't believe you, Rita. So go CST 15 and then count. It's 11. Okay. This tool is useful actually for some of the data that you are working on, I believe. So keep in mind this function called COUNTIF. So it's simply asking Excel how many lab 121 do I have in this range. So first it's range and then the criteria. And once you do this formula, just drag it or autofill. Click this, then will be there. You notice that the conditional formatting for the duplicates also was appearing here because I did like this insert. So when we insert something, usually it copies the formatting that is beside it. So how do I remove it? Just clear rules again from the selected cells. Okay. Now, you can filter all those more than 2. If you have a long list, then again, just do what we have done a while ago. So this is more than 2. This is the same as the filtering this item code by all the pink. So actually you will see all of them pink. And if I filter those without pink, no fill, it will all be 1. So you know that your formula was correct. Okay? This is COUNTIF. Now, we will combine the teachings, the lessons from the past few days. Count if this contains this. And then I will make x1 absolute. Okay. This one counted the whole range. Okay? So it gave you 11 because there was 11 CST15. Here, what I'm doing is I'm only counting from the top. So it does not include all the codes down. So why? Because I want to know which is second, which is third, which is fourth. So if I drag them down, see, this is the second, this is the third one. Some of these codes are repeated down, so we will see all together. It's autofill. Again, if I click CST15. Okay. Now, I can remove the others since I only need the first one. I will show you again what it does. Okay. Here, I made this absolute. If I don't make it absolute, it will for the whole range. So it will count all. If, for example, you did not make it absolute, you only made it x1. And you forget. And sometimes it's fine. I told you it's fine to make mistakes. Just go back to it and then see what happened. So, of course, here, this is the first lab 1, 2, 3. Okay. How does the absolute change the game? If I go here, see, it started here on the top. You go here. As you go down, the x1 stays. That's why it counted 2 on this second line. Because now here on the range x1 to x3, here on the range, you will see that this is the second CST15. Okay. Oh, on this course, this is what I want you to learn as well. I want you to learn how to read a formula. So, by reading this, count if the range is x1 to x3, how many times did x3 appear? So, also this, from x1 to x13, which is the range, how many times did x13 appear, which is CST11? This is the second one. This is the first one. Okay. Now I'm ready to remove greater than 1. Okay. Control Shift down, Alt semicolon again, and then class delete row. There's another way. This is the third one. To know your duplicates, which is actually to delete already all the duplicates. And retain also the first one only is to go here, highlight your column, go to data, and then click this remove duplicates. It's the same concept here on the on the count if I remove all the greater than 1. So from 2 onwards, this remove duplicates does the same thing. This count if is useful also for you if you only need those patient that was repeated twice. Why? Sometimes you need to know only the consultation follow-up, for example. So you want to see if this patient got follow-up for the second time. So that is counting if for the, let's say, episode or the patient. So that's up to you. The criteria, it's all up to you. Remove duplicates. I will highlight here, go to data, and then click remove duplicates. I want you to understand what this warning means. Okay. What do you want to do? Because it says it found data next to your selection. You have not selected this data. It will not be removed. If you want to delete only the codes, then you will click this continue with current selection. Meaning, since I highlighted only the column for code, then the Excel will only delete duplicates within this column. But if I say expand the selection, then it will delete the rows. Let's try first with continue with current selection. Remove duplicates. It will only remove from column X. Okay, it says 279 duplicate values and remove 95 remain. Now you see also our count if all 1. And the codes were removed, all the duplicates removed, even our conditional formatting removed, because now Excel doesn't see any duplicates. So I will go back, I will press Ctrl Z, and we will try to select the expand selection. Expand the selection will remove all the rows. So remove duplicates, click remove duplicates. If these are ticked, all of these are ticked. Whatever you tick here means that if the Excel finds any duplicate on A, that is also duplicate on B, that is also duplicate on C. So this is how it works. Since I only want those duplicate in column U, I think column U, X, sorry. Remove duplicate, expand the selection. I only want those duplicates in column X. Click OK. Then if you go down, all the rows removed. And this one is pertaining for this patient. Because a while ago, if you only remove your current selection, the first one, the second one, if you only remove the current selection, then the codes will not align to the correct patient. Okay. Usually, I do the delete duplicates with multiple ticks. For example, I will do it for a patient, for per episode. So instead of doing only by episode on column D, since I know from myself that episode only has one patient, so I will say also that whatever is duplicate on C has duplicate on D. And also I know that one episode only has one payer. So also on G. It what it means, how to read this is remove all the duplicates that are duplicated in C, also duplicated in D, and also duplicated on G. So for example, what we are expecting to see now is that this your N1 with episode 1 will stay, 2 will stay, 3 will only keep this fourth column and will remove this. Same for 4, this 2 will be deleted since it has the same MR, same episode, and same payer. So let's see. Okay. So this is what happened. I hope that was clear. Do you have any questions or any sample files that you want to show, that you want to be resolved? If none, then I will show you a simple if to calculate a VAT. This one, okay. This one we already discussed, less than 0, greater than 0, or what we discussed, 1 star, and greater than 1 star. Advanced filter, formatting on numbers, this one already finished. And between. There is conditional or formatting also for text. For example, here on my item description. Say now I don't want to submit any Aclasta. The basic way is to go to filter and select Aclasta. Item description. Okay, I went to the raw file since we deleted some duplicates over here. So I will come back to the raw file and move or copy again so I will not mess it. This one will only be for Aclasta. Okay. The basic way to go is to filter and just delete it directly. Alt semicolon and delete. But if your file keeps moving, for example, you did April 1 today, claims of April 1, tomorrow we'll do April 2, 3, 4, 5, and then your file keeps on moving. So every day, you have to filter Aclasta. So conditional formatting, as we saw a while ago, does it automatically if you select the whole column. So highlight cell rules. I can tell the Excel also that to highlight it if a text contains a cluster. So while reviewing, for example, you will bump on a red one, then you know you have to review it. Okay? Or remove it. For example, let's say cluster here. Okay? That's how the conditional formatting works. You can use it also for date occurring today or yesterday, in the last 7 days, last month, if you are doing your claims. Or actually this one I am using it in, I am trying to do a dashboard for inpatient approvals. So what I want in that Excel is to know when is the admission date of the patient. Say I have admission date, approved number of days, and discharge. Simply, for example, expected discharge. Let's say patient admitted on 1st of April, and I have another patient admitted on 1st of March. Both of them have 28 days approval. So the expected discharge date, I will just add this. This is 4/29, this is 3/29. If you have a lot of data, which Sultan has, so you will not easily see those already exceeded the discharge date. So it's also hard to filter them. Again, every day you will filter them by what? By March, by January, by February. No, the easy way to go is to go to conditional formatting. Date occurring in the last 7 days, for example. Sorry. This is more than 7 days. If I make mistake again, I will go to manage rules. Double click the rule. And then say last month, for example. Apply. Now it's highlighted. You can do this, I believe, also in your claims. Next week, for example, you know when the due date will be. So if you have a lot of report, for example, and you want to highlight all the due reports by next week or by next month, and you can change the format from here. Change the color or add a border if you like. Change the font. Suddenly you want it to be strike through. For example, expected discharge date, I want it to be strike through. And gray. Okay. So it will look like this. Press OK, then apply. You will see it here. So that is for Aclasta, we use the conditional formatting text that contains. Okay. For the VAT, on our first day, I teach you about the absolute, which is the dollar sign. If you press F4, then it will be absolute value. Meaning, even if I drag down or autofill, it will not change. Now, as you know, since we did it for all, then this file is wrong. Why? Because there are pharmacy over here. Pharmacy does not have any VAT. So, I will insert another column. So we will see what's the difference. This is another very, very good formula that I've learned. This is called if. The same concept as the count if. So if is like a logical test to your Excel. I want to tell Excel if the billing group is pharmaceutical, then give me 0 VAT. If it's not, then give me 15% VAT. Okay, so if logical test, meaning is what is your test? Uh, what do you want to know? This logical test should only be answerable by yes or no, true or false. Okay, so I will say if the bill group over here AB2 is equal to pharmaceutical services, I can either type it, but when you type it, it should be the same. Pharmaceutical services. Okay, you can do this by typing, so it will not change even if you drag down or autofill. This one will never change. Or since I don't want this to change, I can click this also. I don't want to type. I'm lazy to type. Maybe I will make mistake on the space. Click here and then press F4. So it will not move even if we drag down. So I'm telling the system now, if AB2 is equal to AB7, pharmaceutical services, comma, tell Excel what you want. Okay, if it's pharmaceutical, I want it to be 0. If it's not pharmaceutical, I want you to multiply the 15% on the net. So this one, I will not make absolute. Why? Because I want it to move when I drag down. So O2 times 15%. So over here, if I drag down until here, I am expecting it to be 0. Aywa. You can do the same here that, for example here, if AB7 equals AB7, then O7, I will copy it, paste here, but instead of putting 15, I'll put 0. So just so you know that if you read your formula, what does it mean? So instead of putting just 0, then this one is better. As a practice only. But for me, since we usually do it in the office, so I get used already to using 0 only. So we will see the difference over here since this is pharmaceutical. Then a while ago when we did only the autofill, since we are lazy sometimes and we are careless, so we use autofill only. Okay. And then yeah, you can do another one. If only if you forget this, but wala, the if function is very helpful. This is what I want you to take away from my lessons actually. This is actually this one should be discussed on the second week, but I wanted to like put some spices on today's topics. So we already finished basic functions, text functions, shortcut keys, the lock, the F4, advanced sorting not yet. Data validation we finished yesterday and the duplicates today. So I wanted to add some spice on today's topic. So I teach you this if. There are many, many things that you can do on if. I can give you just one example before we leave now. For example, if uh if my amount is more than, you can do this also, more than. Is this answerable by true or false? Yes, it's answerable by true or false. So 78 is more than 50. Then I can say yes or no. This is the power of if. So here on the 9 real and 10 real, 18 real, it should show me no. Okay. I can even tell him if okay, if the left of this is Rita, sorry, now it becomes more complicated. For Rita is equal to Rita, then mashallah. Okay, no. Just I'm showing you the power of if. So I hope the if you keep it in your heart. Okay, this is very powerful tool really. And in the next week, I will teach you there are many things we can combine with if. Not only this. This is the basic if only. Doing the tax. Okay. There other questions? Or was I too fast? I can repeat some of the topics if you want. You can raise your hand. Okay. Thank you all for joining. I hope you you get the lesson for today. I will share
Thank you.
this as promised. I will share.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Rita. Thank you.
Good night, Hanadi.
Good night.
Bye bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.